Hey everybody, welcome to Lex's Lounge. How you all doing? I'm walking through that same field again that I walked through last time. And as you guys can see, the grass is overgrowing the place a little bit. Starting to look more wild out here. But the reason I wanted to shoot a video today was, number one, I wanted to talk about Google stock. Turns out Google is facing an antitrust investigation by the US federal government. That's pretty big news. Antitrust investigations of top corporations don't get announced every day. So as a result, Google's stock is dropping, extending a drop that it has been on for I think several weeks now at least. So I am looking to pick up a little bit of Google stock, and I'm looking to pick it up at under $1,000 a share. If it can get down there, but I've been trying to get my hands on Google stock for a long time, and it never quite gets low enough for me to pick it up. It never gets close enough to its 200-day moving average, for instance, so I never feel like I have a chance, but this could be the time because consumers could be scared of this antitrust investigation thing. Am I scared of it? Not really, because the last time there was an antitrust investigation that was major against like a top 5 tech company, it was Microsoft in the year 2000 or so, and that antitrust investigation fizzled out, as I'm sure you can tell by the fact that Microsoft is still one big company. Oh, this place is really overgrowing. Check this out. Even the tractor back there is disappearing. As I told you guys in the past, this field like really changes from month to month. So right now it's in its tall grass form. The other thing I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about, number one, I've been rewatching Breaking Bad with my wife. She's never watched it before, so she's really enjoying it. Though I gotta say, it's really not half bad even watching it the second time around. But I was thinking, what they ought to do is they gotta do like a Breaking Bad sequel or spin-off or reboot, I don't know what you want to call it, except this time do it with maybe a female. That would be a twist, but also have her do ecstasy. Have somebody like a chemist who makes pure ecstasy instead of pure meth, because that would also be reflective of a real world problem. Like if you've ever read a news article that somebody overdosed on ecstasy, most likely they didn't overdose on ecstasy, because pure ecstasy is very, very tough to overdose on. Odds are that the ecstasy that they were sold was actually cut with something else, and that's the reason they got an overdose. In fact, the biggest problem with criminalized ecstasy, as is the biggest problem with most criminalized drugs, is that you get adulterated, impure drugs on the market that cause a whole lot more harm than the original drug. So there you go. Just a fun idea for a show that may be interesting as well as somewhat useful for people's education. The final thing I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about is anime. Why do I want to talk about anime? Well, because I actually watch a ton of it. I've never really talked about it on any of my channels before, but I've been watching anime since I was probably 13, and I've watched a lot. I mean, a lot of the Gundam series, you know, Full Metal Panic, Trigun, Cowboy Bebop, Initial D, One Punch Man, Evangelion, a whole lot of things. And a lot of the people who don't watch anime normally, if you say anime to them, they think of like Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon and Pokemon and a lot of the other things that they've seen on children's television in North America over the past, let's say, 25 years. But in reality, that is not anime. Well, it is, but it's anime for kids. Good quality anime for adults that has mature themes and blood and all of that kind of stuff that you'd expect from an adult show, that's a whole other type of category of animation, and that's what I enjoy. If you want to check out an anime for the first time, I highly recommend one called Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's probably my all-time favorite, and any kind of top 10 anime list that you can find out there probably Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is on it. It's a really, really good show about a couple of brothers who practice alchemy, and they tried to use it to bring their mom back from the dead. And as a result, they lost big chunks of their bodies doing it. And so the show kind of follows their adventures around this kingdom that they live in as they uncover a big plot to end the world while trying to get their bodies back. Kind of, it sounds weird, but it's really, really good. If that doesn't sound like your cup of tea, if you're more of like a car racing person, let's say, Initial D is good. If you want to try out something that's like big robots, which is I guess what Japanese animes are known for, but maybe all the Gundam series are a little bit too sci-fi for you, maybe try something called Full Metal Panic. I don't know why both the ones I recommended start with the words full metal, that's a coincidence, but Full Metal Panic, also a really, really good anime that started about 15 years ago, and they kind of release a season every couple years. That's the one weird thing about anime, is most of it is based on manga, which is like Japanese comic books. So what happens is, in Japan, they release a series of the comic books, and then once there's like a full volume, then you can make the anime. And then the anime inevitably catches up to the comic books, and then you gotta wait a while before they can make more anime. So some of these animes I've been watching, they've been around for like 15, 20 years, but they're just continuing the same story. They just have to keep waiting for the comic books to get ahead. So there you go, guys. That's my quick stock and anime recommendations for you all this week. If you found this useful, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button. We'll see you next time, and I'll maybe try to link to those two animes I mentioned down in the video description if you guys want to take a look at them. See you later.